Are you ready? It is your time to take a few moments from your busy day to unwind, be inspired, and listen to the psychic insights of your host, empowerment psychic, Halley, Elise, a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author. Off air, be sure to connect with Halley at halleyelise.com. And now, the Halley Elise Show.
Welcome to another show. Glad you could join me this evening. I want to wish a Lashana Tova to all of our Jewish listeners. Hope that this new year will be happy and sweet. I had my fill of apples and honey and all sorts of goodies last night, which was wonderful, and had the opportunity to meet some new people. Did something a little different. Instead of going just with my family, I went with friends that are family. And many of us have loved ones that are blood relations, as well as those that are not related as far as through blood, but are related through heart. We had a marvelous time. Had an opportunity to meet with some folks who were very knowledgeable about a lot of things, and conversation went on late. Dinner was to begin, I believe, at 6:30. And I believe we left at 11:30, quarter to 12, something like that. So as you can see, it wasn't just food, it was camaraderie. And we really had a delightful time. Bottom line, if you are celebrating a holiday, if you are celebrating something that's dear to you, whether it's a birthday, it's a wedding, it's a bar mitzvah, oh my goodness, I just drew a blank, a christening, that's what I was going to say. It's not just about the event itself, it's about the connection with people. And recently that word connection has come up quite a bit. I have found that when I was talking with someone about speaking recently, and we were talking about different things, and the word engagement came up, not as in going to an engagement, but as in engaging an audience. And then we were talking about a myriad of things that have to do with how you communicate, how you interact. And really and truly, the word connection has come up quite a bit this past month. I feel like it's a new buzzword. You know, during different time periods, we have words that seem to be very popular. Connection, though, is one of those words we forget about. We rush around to get to wherever it is that we're going. We make sure we have the appropriate gift or the meal or whatever it is in tow that we're required to bring or that we're expecting ourselves to take care of. And we go, and we do, and we leave. How often do we go to an event or a special occasion and really connect? I think this is something that we have to be mindful of, because we live in a technology age, and we can say that we can connect all over the world at any given time. But how connected to that person's heart or that person's soul are you when you connect that way? We make friends that we never meet. And are those friends just friends that we share common information with? Or are they friends that you could reveal yourself to? As I said, I feel as if it's beneficial that we are mindful of connecting. And it's the same thing when you are just sitting across from someone, whether it is a family member, it is at a doctor's office, it's waiting for a bus, perhaps. Look at someone in the eyes. Make a connection. Not just hi, bye. Actually, I was talking to a gal who's an event planner several weeks ago, and this topic came up as well, the idea of connecting. And she was saying that she doesn't just say hello and nice to meet you and walk off. She actually will stop and say to the person, how are you today? And you would be surprised at how many people go, well, fine, because it seems to be unexpected. Why would somebody who just said, hello, nice to meet you, ask you how you are? That's not appropriate. And actually, it is appropriate, because if you think about it, whether you go to a bakery, you go to a restaurant, you go to a cleaner, the majority of the time, it's about the connection. It's about the relationship. And you have to take a look. Where is it in your life that's not feeling fulfilled right now? And then take a look at where is it that you are not connecting. And I know you may be thinking, wait, how is there a corollary here? But the truth is, what is without is within, and vice versa. And we've all heard about, and so it is above, and so it is below, meaning that it is no different no matter where your sphere is. Your sphere of reference, whether external or internal, above or below, means it comes and starts with you. And then it ends with the person in front of you, because we are all one. Now, every religion, every culture across the planet teaches about community, teaches about oneness, teaches about connection. And yet we are so busy. And I say this so often about so many things, that we are truly so busy that we don't get to it. We don't pay attention to it. It doesn't seem relevant. But isn't it? And I revert back to what I said a moment ago, which is, where is it in your life that you are not feeling fulfilled? If you really are saying, well, I really want romance in my life, or I really wish I could get along better with my family, or I wish my boss wasn't so difficult, and you're seeing that disconnect there, separate from it for a moment and ask yourself, where is it that you are not connecting to others? And it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same place. This is the interesting thing about the universe and about how energy works. There is always a mirror effect. There is always a reason that we see something or don't see something. And it's about, where is it that we need to make a connection? And sometimes it's not in the area that we think. I'll give you an example. If you are being unkind to yourself, and everywhere you go, you smile and you say hello, but people don't seem to respond, it's not because they're intentionally being unkind. It's because that's what is being projected, even though you are sitting there or standing there smiling and being cordial. There's something that's missing. If you're able to identify where it is that you are disconnected or discontent, you will find that if you can look at that seriously and ask yourself, how can I improve that? You will find improvement in a myriad of areas in your world. The universe likes action. Energy never dies. It just transforms. And you can have an active energy or a passive energy. If it's passive, you're not looking at things coming to you in an even flow and an even movement. If it's active, even with that, you want to be mindful to make sure that you are doing it with fluidity. You're doing it with continuity. You are doing it with harmony. Again, as it is above, so it is below. Really, this is not about being overly, how can I explain this? Overly introspective. I think most of us can say, I'm not happy with this, or this, whatever those things are. Pretty easy to come up with them. It's more a matter of observation. And then once observed, asking yourself, where can you improve? And I'll give you an example from my own life. There's a project that I'm working on, and it was supposed to be complete some time ago. There's a couple of different people involved in the project. One was away, one wasn't well, one messed up something. It's just been quite a few different things taking place that created a slowdown on this. And today I heard there was more news that, again, there's this break put on it. Not for a long period of time, only a few days. But it's the idea of, okay, I'm looking at this saying, this should be done already. Why isn't this done? Actually, I came to the station tonight talking to the producer and his lovely wife and going, ta, 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 ta. Not angry, but just kind of venting. And as I'm venting, I'm also thinking to myself, okay, so where is it that I play a part in this? Where is it that I've missed something or I've not done something? Because the physical aspects, they're all in perfect play. My part was done. So that means I have to take a look at emotional, take a look at spiritual. Emotional, as far as I know, everything is in check. So what does that leave? That leaves spiritual, which means this evening when I go home, I'm going to meditate and I'm going to check in with myself to see where is it that I haven't been focused, or where is it that needs truly more energy overall. It doesn't sound as if it works. It sounds like it's too perhaps airy-fairy. And yet, even if you went to a therapist or a psychologist or a mental health counselor, they usually advise you to take a look at things. They advise you to check in different ways, obviously. That's not my area of expertise, but I do know energy and I know spirituality and I do know how to transmute things so that they come out where they are prosperous, where they are abundant, where they are joyous. And each and every one of us is entitled to having that. We're entitled to a day in and day out enjoyment of life versus stressing over something, wondering about something. How are we managing all of this? Okay. I had a lady who came in today. She's somebody who comes in, I'd say every 6 months or so. She has a big family, and she was going to deny herself taking a vacation because of concern over a family member. Now, the irony here is she has another family member who's looking out for this family member, and everything actually is really good. But there's that discord or that disconnect that she's not going to be there personally, that she isn't going to be looking over things. And yet, she completely 100% trusts this other family member. Do you follow? It's a matter of taking a look and seeing how is it that we can be more effective in our own life. If we are denying ourselves of something in one area, then we are denying ourselves of other things. If we are not in a mode of receiving, then we can't receive. Another example, so this will make sense to you. You say, I want to meet that perfect person. Great. Now, 20 people come up to you and tell you you're lovely, you're wonderful, they enjoy you, and each one of them you're thinking, oh, no, go away. Oh, I don't like that. Instead of, thank you. Now, really think about this. You don't have to like someone as in being with them because they're giving you a compliment or because they're being nice to you. But if you want the universe to deliver that person who you do want to be with, then these people that come before, you want to acknowledge. You want to make them feel good. You want to be appreciative in a state of gratitude. Every time we go into a place of love, place of acknowledgement, a place of gratitude, we raise our vibration, we raise our frequency. And what's very cool about that is when we raise that frequency, it also helps us connect with our intuitive knowing. Here's a guy that comes along. We've allowed ourselves to be in a state of grace. We've allowed ourselves to be appreciative. We've allowed ourselves to be kind. And this person's coming into the picture and you're thinking, well, they're not usually the person that I would be drawn to, but there's something nice. There's that little voice in your head that's saying, pay attention to this one. Pay attention to who they are. Interact with them. And so you go ahead and you listen to that intuitive voice, and next thing you know, you're making wedding plans. I'm oversimplifying, and yet there is a validity to this. Everything we do has a reaction. Everything we do has a purpose. Everything we do is more than what we think it is. We're thinking we're getting up and we're just eating breakfast because that's our norm and we're going along our day. But really and truly, how we eat our breakfast makes a difference. Are we in a good mood when we're eating breakfast? Does the food have a moment to just kind of go down and help us to be centered at the beginning of our day? Are we feeling harried? Are we feeling anxious? What sort of food are we eating? No, I'm not suggesting that you start thinking about absolutely everything you do, because God, that would be overwhelming and ridiculous. You'd have no time for anything else. Every second of the day you would be monitoring what you're doing. It'd be a bit much. What I am suggesting, though, is that you allow yourself to be more observant, be more present, and again, go into that place of appreciation. If someone gives you a compliment, say thank you and really mean it. The more you mean it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the higher your vibration. The higher your vibration, the more intuition. The more intuition, the easier life gets. It's kind of like a circle of life here. All right, I believe we're going to take a quick break, and feel free to give us a call at 888-565-1470 if you'd like a psychic reading this evening. Once again, that's 888-565-1470. This is your empowerment psychic, Halley, Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. Who are we? Where are we headed? Are we pointed in the right direction? In addition, we often are concerned for our loved ones. I have helped thousands of people navigate their life circumstances through different modalities of spiritual and intuitive guidance. Call me at 561-755-2166 and allow me to further explain how I may assist you in clearing the path of yesterday so today and tomorrow will be a success. Call me at 561-755-2166 or visit my site, HalleyElise.com. That's HalleyElise.com.
You have been listening to Empowerment Psychic Halley Elise, a top 100 psychic. She is your connection to all things spiritual, psychic, and empowering. Your guide to peace and wisdom. For a private appointment off air, call 561-755-2166. Now, back to the Halley Elise Show with Empowerment Psychic Halley Elise.
Welcome back. I know that we have some callers, and I think the first one is Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, here I am.
Hi, is this my Kelly N on the line?
Yes, it is. And Lashana Tova to you.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you're able to do this evening, and as I love the Psychic Gallery, but it's been about 6 weeks now, so my thing is, my new mantra has been this past week, I'm open to receive.
Excellent.
And I'm a bit lazy, so what do you see me receiving?
You're so funny. Well, first you have to be open. That's like step one to recovery. I'm just teasing.
Okay.
Patience is necessary, all kidding aside. But I also get the sense here that you've got to start making some sort of determination here at what level is going to be enough in respect to receiving.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to give the universe a little bit more clarity, because initially there is that, if you will, oomph for all of it. And then it kind of shifted to, well, I'll accept what comes in. And then it was kind of, well, we'll just kind of see how it goes. And it just feels like it keeps mutating. And it's time to actually say, okay, I want A, B, C, and D. And these are the things I'm open to receiving, or better.
Okay.
But to make things more concrete for yourself.
Okay. And one question here. I've been working, my legs and my hips have been hurting again. And it's probably a lot to do with moving forward psychologically. But do you see that like I'm doing a special process now, the certain techniques, and it seems to be helping. At the moment, I'm kind of sore from it, but do you see this like getting better? So I'll be hiking and walking in Switzerland again soon?
You know, it's funny. You went off to a trip not that long ago. What was it, a couple of years ago, where you had to do a lot of walking and you managed just fine, yes?
Oh, yes, last September.
Okay, so it was only a year.
But the September before that one, I was like, for me, an Olympic star.
Okay, what I'm trying to get at is, when you make the plan to do things, you end up feeling well enough to do them.
Good point.
It's a catch-22 here, because you know the saying about what we can, what we believe we can achieve. I know there's more to it than that, but when we get our minds so stuck on I'm not feeling well, or this isn't happening fast enough, or this isn't working quite right, or even not even that, but you go to I want it to be better. You're so focused on I want it to be better, which means you're actually focused on it not being better.
Got you.
By the same token, if you start focusing on, I had such a great time when I was running around Paris or running around Brazil or wherever it was that you were running around, and you managed it with ease and you had a great time.
Right.
That's where the attention has to go.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard earlier when I was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I do visualize the walking and the things that I love to do, and try to stay away from the, oh, I'm feeling better or whatever. I feel how I feel, but I do
Right.
look and try to feel that sensation. And by the way, your previous discussion is right on.
Oh, I'm glad. So it's in alignment with where you are now.
Right. Okay. Anything in this wonderful family of mine going on, do you see?
Oh, as far as children, I get the sense of baby or talk of baby, something having to do with baby right around the corner
right.
here. Have they mentioned anything? Because I definitely get baby energy around your son and daughter-in-law.
Yeah, it's October, the first week in October. So,
How exciting!
Yeah, that's coming. Yes, that's great. And is that X gonna disappear somehow? I mean, just be pleasant and not be whatever.
Well, is there any way to tie him down in his house to keep him there? That's terrible. Okay, not very spiritual, was that?
No, but it's like one thing is kind of unique with the connection is that I do throw out a lot of good, positive, helpful things, and
Absolutely.
I'm nice to them, and a couple of the family members they're just not nice to me, or they like to you did this, and then they really push on me.
Here's the thing, though. The reason they're doing that is because they know they can, and I don't mean to be facetious. If you will stand up a little bit more for yourself. Again, this is a part of moving forward and making connections, but stand up and literally when you see them in person, make eye-to-eye contact and say, this is what I'm accepting and this is what's not acceptable. Let's move on from here. Okay. You will set the groundwork versus please do it this way, or can I expect that, or, why can't you be nice? There's too much talk. I don't mean to be funny, but because you are a nice person, because you want everybody to be happy, because you want everything to be a win-win situation,
right?
You are not actually taking good care of you. And if you want them to back down so that they're not constantly on you, you've got to stand up. Right. And I'm not saying in a mean way. I'm saying just so that you're communicating with them with clear intent. And again, back to that connecting with them so they know this is true and this is where you're standing and you're not willing to back up.
Okay.
Make sense?
That's a great empowerment speech, and I'm enjoying it. And have a very sweet new year.
Thank you.
And we'll be in touch. Thank you so much, Halley.
My pleasure. Take good care.
Sure.
Bye-bye. I believe we have Lisa on the line.
Hi,
hello.
Halley.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Did you have a specific area of focus that you wanted this evening?
No, just the general, what you're picking up.
Okay. All right, one of the things that pops up right away is some lethargy, and it feels like it's not due so much to physical, but more mental, or, I was going to say mental, emotional, but I feel like it's thinking too much, mind constantly moving in a lot of different directions, and needing to kind of create some peaceful moments within your mind itself. I think from what I'm sensing here, it would be really great if you could create a ritual when you first wake up in the morning as well as before you go to bed at night that has to do with just being peaceful, even if it's only for 2 minutes. But getting to a place where your mind says, okay, I'm letting go of what's been in my world. I'm letting go of what's been in my day. I'm letting go of what I need to do next week. I just get, I guess restlessness or might be even a better word to use. But there's the need to quell some of that, create more peace internally within the mind. And it feels to me as if we are in September, October, November, December, January. So I want to say December, January, I get a sense of things changing as far as relationship-wise in a positive direction. But I feel like there needs...
Life?
Pardon?
A new love?
Yep. It means romance. It means love. It means sweetness. But I get December, January. So it could be the very tail end of December or possibly as late as middle of January. But it feels as if that's when things start to bubble up and you start to feel very happy. Do the happy dance.
Okay.
But again, try to get out of your head a little bit. You're really good at assessing situations when it comes to things that absolutely need to be done, let's say as far as in the physical realm. But what I get here is because you're bright, you come up with too many different scenarios for everything in your world. And to me, it's a matter of just saying, you know what? In this moment, I'm going to just choose to be peaceful. I'll look at it later. That kind of should be the mantra here. Because if you do that, then you start to see more things in your world that do bring you peace, and you can have a lot more contentment. And it's interesting because I feel like things go in waves for you. You know, people say things go in threes. We hear that all the time, but I get waves. So in other words, there'll be a whole wave of a lot of happy things and a lot of movement and just feeling really good. And then it kind of peters out. And then there's a period of time where it seems like, okay, everything is just moving slowly. And then again, there's another wave. But I feel like if you could equilibrate some of the chatter, I'll call it, in the mind, that you would find there would be more continuity overall in your world. When it comes to things having to do with business, things having to do with, I would say, business, career, money, not this month, but next month is going to be a really good month here. So anything that you're planning to make change, to enhance, get it in order now. Next month, you can actually orchestrate in a very big way.
Okay, good, because I'm looking for a new full-time position. Where I was working, the business closed down, so
Okay.
I'll update my resume and do all that, and then
Yes.
next month should be good.
Yes, if you can get that all done before the end of this month, next month is where you get to say, yay, new space, fluidity again, movement. And I keep using those words because I'm really kind of stuck this evening on the idea of that momentum of energy and taking control of it and making it happen the way that you want to. Because it's not always about things outside. It really is about what are we looking at and what are we willing to do to make things happen. Of course, there's always external influences. Of course, there is, if you will, a divine route. But we have a choice how fast or how slow things happen. And when it comes to the work, I get energy as far as really focused on next month. All right, my friend?
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Have a beautiful night. Thank you.
Remember to tune in every Tuesday on WNN at 9 p.m. for more peace, inspiration, and psychic phenomena with empowerment psychic Halley Elise, Top 100 Psychic. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.